Right. Yeah. When you told me about this idea for the CERN for AI, I mean, for myself, as I've always wanted to go visit CERN, like I think it's also a kind of a catchy title, right? It drives innovation, it drives motivation, I should say, towards an idea like that. Um, One of the other things,
Absolutely. And
yeah,
if I may just
yeah,
add
yeah.
to that, I mean, one has to be a little bit careful with that term because sometimes it's a little bit misleading. There's a lot of similarity in the sense CERN is not where actually like all the physicists work there.
Hmm.
It's this idea is where people go for a period of time to work in big experiments and big conferences and stuff like that. It's really this center where people are distributed, working from their home labs, come together. But then it's very different from AI. On the other hand, right? By the way, we want to create something like that.
Yeah, that was my
It,
question. If it's going to be a physical location,
it will
yeah,
be,
yeah, okay,
yes.
okay,
The plan is
okay,
to have a physical location
okay.
because there is, actually, that is one of the reasons why we want to do that.
Mm,
Because in Europe, a lot of the research is rather incremental, right?
mm,
There's different groups doing a little bit of work here and there, and it's excellent work. Don't get me
yeah, yeah.
wrong, right? But I think the one thing that is different in the US and now to some degree also in China is this idea of this, right, throwing the ball forward quite far and saying that's where we want to go. There's this big
Mm, mm,
initiative like Facebook, right? They essentially want to reinvent the computer for the head-mounted displays for
yeah,
AR, VR. They have to redesign everything. There aren't these moonshot projects, right? That and they have a lot of value because they unite an entire group of people, European AI community, behind a common theme, a common topic, common values also to drive
yeah.
that forward. And that we don't have these kinds of projects in Europe, and that's something I think that would be extremely valuable. And we have the
Mhm.
idea, we have the feeling right now that it resonates a lot with politicians,
Mhm.
we're pushing this forward very much. But
Yeah.
then just to maybe complete that, AI is different than particle physics, right? I mean,
Mhm.
that is very fundamental research. AI is something that moves really fast, and there
Yeah.
is a very short way from the research result that you finish today, and it might actually be used in products tomorrow, more or less,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That's very different from the physics. So there are important differences that we have to keep in mind when we make that
Yeah.
comparisons. But as you say, yes, politicians, if you say in
Mhm.
CERN for AI, that's something that catches on. They immediately know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's also why we've chosen that term, of course.
Okay, great.